Okay, so let's move on to our problem solving now. So here is our first problem solving question. And in this question, Caleb is describing the shape below. So we can see that there is a triangular prism below. Now, what does he have to say? Well, he is saying that the triangular prism has 6 edges. So we need to count how many edges a triangular prism has to work out if he is correct or not. So I'm going to start counting the edges with you. Now, remember, an edge is where 2 faces meet, where 2 faces join on a 3D shape. Okay, so we have got our first one, our second, our third. Okay, so these are all places where 2 of our faces meet. Now, could you pause the video and see if you can carry on counting the edges until you've counted all of the edges on our triangular prism and worked out if Caleb is correct or not? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, year 2, so let's have a look at this together. Well, we had 3 edges so far, so let's keep counting. Well, we have 4, count with me, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got any more? No, we don't. We've got 9 edges. And Caleb told us that we have 6 edges on a triangular prism. So therefore, is he correct? Well, no, he's not. Caleb is incorrect because the triangular prism has 9 edges and he told us that it had 6 edges. Okay, so well done if you spotted that. Now let's move on to our next problem solving question. So here, Ted has been sorting some shapes, okay, sorting some different 3D shapes, and he has made a bit of a mistake and he wants our help. So he has 2 groups. One group has fewer than 3 edges and another group has more than 3 edges. So let's have a look at the shapes in the fewer than 3 edges group. Let's start with our cylinder. How many edges does our cylinder have? Well, our cylinder, remember, has 1, 2 edges, because this is where the curved surface and the 2 flat faces meet. Okay, other than that, there are no other edges, because other than that, it's just one big curved surface. So we have 2 on our cylinder. Now, is that in the correct group? Well, yes, it is, because our group here says fewer than 3 edges and 2 is fewer than 3, isn't it? So that is correct. Well done, Ted. Okay, what about the cone? Well, the cone has 1 edge at the bottom, doesn't it? So therefore, it is in the correct group because it is fewer than 3 edges. Now, why does the cone only have 1 edge? Well, that's because it has a curved surface at the top, doesn't it? And there's only one place where the curved surface meets the flat face at the bottom of it. So both of these shapes so far are in the correct group because our cylinder has 2 edges and our cone has 1 edge. Now, what about our sphere? How many edges does a sphere have? The sphere only has 0 edges, doesn't it? Because there are no places where 2 faces meet. It's just one big curved surface. So yes, that shape is definitely in the correct group. It definitely has fewer than 3 edges. So what I'd like you to do now is pause the video and have a look. He hasn't made any mistakes in the fewer than 3 edges, but has he made any mistakes in the more than 3 edges? Pause the video now and have a think. Okay, so let's go through these together. Well, let's start with the triangular prism that we can see. Now, how many sides does a triangular prism have? Well, we know that a triangular prism has 9 edges. So well done if you spotted that, if you counted that correctly. Now, is the triangular prism in the correct group? Well, yes, it is, because if it has 9 edges, 9 is more than 3, isn't it? Okay, now what about the pyramid? How many edges does our pyramid have? Well, it's a square-based pyramid, isn't it? And it has 8 edges. So well done. Again, this is in the correct group, Ted, because 8 is more than 3. Now, what about the sphere? Should that be in the group for more than 3 edges? Well, no, it shouldn't, should it? Because a sphere has no edges. So the sphere should be with the other sphere in the fewer than 3 edges. So there is the mistake that Ted has made. So Ted needs to move that sphere into the fewer than 3 edges group. So well done if you spotted that. So now it is your turn. You have a worksheet with some similar problem solving questions on, which you'll find on the resource Year 2 Maths 5th of March resource 2. Okay, so this is the end of our maths lesson for today, and I'll see you in our next maths lesson, which we'll be at school for. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.